I'm going to put a disclaimer on this one. Because of what happened last year. If you're a fan of the show, and I know some of you in the chat are, you watched us quite a bit last year, and I really, really do appreciate that. And if you're new to this channel, be sure to subscribe, hit the notification. We put out 8 shows a week, one every single day of the week, twice on Wednesdays even. Follow our content. We will definitely help you win your league. We got waivers. We have starts and sits. Tomorrow at noon, we have a rankings show. Tomorrow night at 8 p.m., we have a DFS show to help you win some money. Fridays are IDP days. Saturday is a dynasty day. Sunday is a start sit, and I cook on air in my kitchen. And then Mondays are the recap of the weekend and a Monday night preview. Subscribe. Follow us so next year you can say, Justin, you idiot, you said this last year. I'm not falling for it again. Now, I said this last year, I think after week 3, when he scored 0 points off of 1 target. And then he followed it up in week 4 with 1 target and 0 points again. We said after 4 weeks, when he scored 12.5 total points on 7 targets and 6 receptions, to drop him. And then he blew up. That's not this year. Mark Andrews, tight end 55. Last week in the season. 94.8% of you roster him on Yahoo and ESPN. That's fair. Mark Andrews is a great tight end. He has been great. We have seen finishes of 18, 5, 6, 1, 4, 15, 6. 6 last year. After I said to drop him. And he had a bad 4-week start. He still finishes tight end 6. 55 currently is bad. 2.9 points for the entire season. You thought he couldn't get any worse from week 1? He did. He got 0.1 less last week on 3 targets. He has received,
and with no Isaiah Likely.
With no Isaiah Likely. He's had 4 targets this season. 4 single targets. DeAndre Hopkins has 2 touchdowns in the red zone. That's usually Mark Andrews' territory. Isaiah Likely's hurt. He's not even in playing yet. At a healthy Isaiah Likely, Mark Andrews' targets are gone. I noted here, he has, I even got my notes wrong. I said 5 targets. Fantasy Pro says 5 targets. Sleeper says 4 targets. Which one's right? I don't know. But he is tied for 3rd worst among starters without Isaiah Likely in targets. That's not good. He is, now, mind you, he did play against the 2nd best defense against the tight end position in week 1, the Buffalo Bills. And he played against the 8th best defense against the tight end, the Cleveland Browns, last week. But are those rankings skewed because they played against Mark Andrews and they didn't have a good tight end game? Like, is that why they're so good? Maybe. We don't know. It's only week 2. We're only getting into week 3. He has been bad.
I would give you the Bills defense.
The targets. The Bills defense, okay, but that was a high scoring game.
Yeah.
A very high scoring game. He got 1 target. He's not getting the target share anymore. He's out there 80% of snaps last week, 75% the week before. So he's on the field. He's becoming more of a blocking tight end, more of a guy who's just
a decoy, maybe.
A decoy. He's a lesser version of Travis Kelce at this point, in my opinion. It's just, I love Mark Andrews. I do. Being a Raven, I hate him, but like, I love him as a player. He's been great. I've drafted him this year. He's been very disappointing. I can't roster him anymore. He's literally projected negative 0.02 points next week. He has Detroit next week. He has Kansas City after that. Houston, LA, Rams.
Yeah. And here's where you and I differ is I cannot drop Mark Andrews. As bad as he's been, I cannot drop Mark Andrews. where he was being drafted, you cannot drop Mark Andrews. I think it's a wait and see. I stick him on your bench, let him ride the pine, but I can't drop him.
I can't anymore.
I can't do it.
I will never draft Mark Andrews ever again.
I did not draft Mark Andrews after last year. I was done.
If this was Kyle Pitts, would you roster him? If he was putting up these numbers, would you still hold on to him, or would you just drop him? I would drop him if it was Kyle Pitts. I'd drop him if it's Dallas Goedert. If Jake Ferguson put up these points,
that's fair. You're right. You know what? You're right. If it was anybody else, I would drop him in a heartbeat.
And that's the problem, is that people are holding on to Mark Andrews because it's Mark Andrews, because he should be good. But I can't get the headache anymore.
Were you drafting Kyle Pitts where people were drafting Mark Andrews? I mean,
now I gotta look
if you were, I have some questions.
Listen, this is the year for Kyle Pitts. I couldn't say that out loud.
It could be.
Mark Andrews was drafted 73 overall, tight end 7. So 73 divided by 12 is drafted in the 6th round. So, I mean, that is a lot of capital, but holding on to capital doesn't do you anything after the draft. What if he scores 1.5 for the rest of the season?
I'm not saying hold him for the whole season. We're in week 2.
I just, if you've got Mark Andrews and Evan Ingram, I'm sorry, go get Juwan Johnson. Like, it's tough out there for the tight end position because there's not a lot. So I understand wanting to keep on Mark Andrews. I will not be keeping on Mark Andrews. Juwan Johnson fits that bill. I think he would be plenty of fine to get you there, and he's available in most of your leagues. Other guys that could potentially be available: Zach Ertz, rostered in 50.1% of leagues. Last week he scored 18.4. He's currently tight end 3 on the season. Jake Ferguson's even 73.3. I'm immediately taking that one back because most of that points was in a blowout win, or not in a high scoring game. Harold Fannin Jr., 36.1% of leagues. He had 9.8 last week. He's getting you about 12 points a game.
Well, and that was against the Ravens too.
I'd even go draft Jonnu. I would even roster Jonnu Smith. 43.3% of leagues roster him right now. He's getting you 9.6 points per game. He only had 6.7 last week. But all these guys are scoring points. Mark Andrews isn't. That's the thing. It's just there's so many guys that you can get for free right now over Mark Andrews. And maybe you trade him. Maybe you trade him to somebody who does believe in him. Thinks he can get back in there, and you get literally anything.
Find a Ravens fan.
I don't know. Ravens fans might be like, no, I don't want anything with Mark Andrews. I watch him every week. Find a player that has mostly veterans that don't get the young guys on their team because they're good. Go find the Travis Kelce manager. Trade to Mark Andrews. Not for Travis Kelce. But I'm done with Mark Andrews. I'm dropping him in every league I have him in.